Now,
it's Monday.
It is a Monday indeed, and you are welcome. But if you do not make hay when the sun shines, well, don't blame anyone. When the sun sets and you don't have enough on your plate.
Ooh, getting all philosophical this morning, yeah?
Right at the start.
After the weekend, it takes the right amount of push to get the muscles pumping, and of course, a few more to get your mind in work mode. I'm actually still kind of sleepy myself.
I really don't know what she's talking about because, well, as for me, I'm like Superman. I'm always ready. All I need is a phone booth and an S on my chest, and I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Jumped on my bike. No, actually, I actually drove this morning. Got here in no time. And hey, just to say welcome to you guys for another fresh edition of your premium breakfast show.
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Wake Up Nigeria. That didn't work, did it?
I thought you were going to refer to me there, but it's okay.
You are not Super Zeno. No, not yet.
A Z on my chest.
We're here to help you get your week off to a great start. It's time to get your juices flowing. And hey, the right thoughts need to flow through your mind, especially since it's month end.
It is the final day of February now, isn't it? That was such a very fast month. We're not complaining. We love that it's fast. Interestingly, hey, this week is going to be a fantastic one because right at the end on Saturday will be the Wake Up Nigeria cookout we have all been expecting for so long.
Yes, we've been waiting on it because we needed the right candidates to compete this time. We need to make sure we pick them out, painstakingly pick them out. We had to have the right judges, the right atmosphere, and we put everything together just for you. We moved it to this weekend so that you can be even better and a bigger part of it.
We even went the extra mile to check out what the weather's going to be like, just so it's a very nice, warm, and not too hot weather for you to have that cookout with us because there's steam from the grills. And yeah, we don't want too much sun. So hey, you guys get ready. It's going to be the Wake Up Nigeria cookout this Saturday. It's going to be big, and you are invited with everybody else who can come help you cheer you on.
I was wondering if we have enough security because you know how, how it can be when there's food.
That's not a problem.
Display. We might have to.
Very dedicated security operators around, like, no, check that guy. He brought a plate with him.
All the food. Some people will be bringing coolers, you know, hiding coolers in their boots. We know you.
Don't miss out, guys. It's going to be big. It's going to be fun. It's going to be all for you. And a grand prize of 100,000 naira is going to be going to one of you out there who's going to be competing. My name is, of course, Mazino Apio.
And I'm Titi Layo Oyinson. Use our hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC across all social media platforms. Please be a part of the best breakfast show on Nigerian TV. And
please also, I beg, don't forget, follow us. The handle is at TVC Connect. It's on Instagram, Twitter, every single one of them, one of those platforms. Just find us at TVC Connect, and please leave a message. We always like to read them. All right, now we're going to be checking out what we have in the lineup. We'll be having a performance from this youngster here, musical performance from fast-rising Afrobeats act Aliu Olarinwaju, popularly known as Bio Tempo, or rather Boy Tempo. He's straight from Ikorodu, and this one is titled Benoni. And even if we got started on some motivation for you, we still got more because Mr. Femi Otta is going to be joining us. He's a communications consultant and the CEO of Widescreen Pictures Limited. He'll be joining us to discuss the power of persistence. And on SME this morning, the creative director, lead event management personnel at Elvina's signature events, Ruth Ohiwe, is going to be with us on the couch to talk about her business. We can't wait to hear how she transitioned from hospitality to events management. You know, the events industry is one of those industries that, in the end, you know, yourself and myself, we end up being part of it because we MC events and things like that. Yeah. But the way it's grown over the years, it's mind-blowing, the amount of money people spend on events these days. Because we want to design experiences. We want things to be memorable, things to last in people's heads or memories. So that's why people go the extra mile. Yeah. And that's why this week we've gone the extra mile to make sure that we bring you a memorable experience at the Wake Up Nigeria cookout. He's trying to sell his market. Yeah, exactly. Because I'm going to be the MC in that one, you know, just be the host alongside you. Yes, I'm going to be on it as well. By the way, check out the weather because you might want to dress appropriately because I've been doing that. I'm not going to. Are you also prepping for what you're going to wear? I'm prepping. I've got Ashi Couture who's going to be helping me out with my you know, dressing. All right, not too hot, not too cold, just something that's just right for the occasion. So I feel like it's going to be a lot of fun. Having cookouts generally is always fun. Food
open air, a lot of positive energy.
You're used to stuff like that. You do it all the time.
So I love a nice grill cookout, you know, especially when the food is fresh and then you get the right spices in there. But the creativity of the contestants is also going to be a big part of this. So how pretty is the food going to look?
Presentation.
Yeah, I love that. So you eat with your eyes first. You know, when you see it. Oh, okay. No, I actually think it's your nose first. Your nose calls you.
I'll tell you what,
see it.
You are correct.
Yeah.
You are attracted to it by what it smells like.
Yeah.
And then what it looks like. However, for some people, like myself personally, if you present to me a very big platter, I'm full already.
Really?
I can't eat. So you'd have to present it to me in little bits, small bits. So even my wife knows this, that when she's plating my food, it has to be small bits and then I ask for more. If you give me an entire platter,
for me,
I'm just like, you know.
The bigger the bowl, the dish, the challenge is where do you start and where do you end? Which color do you tackle first?
That's seafood for me, the variety.
Is it protein? Is it carbs? Is it veggies? You know what?
Listen,
we're going to let your mouths water.
Exactly. Come this Saturday the 5th to You Wake Up Nigeria Cookout. You guys watch out for it. It's going to be the bomb. All right.
You're watching the news update on TVC, and we absolutely appreciate it. I am Kelly Egiga. Let's begin in Ondo State, where the Independent National Electoral Commission has declared Mayokun Lawson Alade of the All Progressive Congress as the winner of the Akure North and South Federal Constituency by-elections. Mr. Alade polled 26,379 votes to beat his closest rival, Mr. Olumuyiwa Adu of the People's Democratic Party, who polled 24,201 votes. The returning officer for the election, Professor Deji Ogunseni of the Federal University of Technology Akure, FUTA, announced the results of the elections.
Ade Mayokun Olarewaju May of APC scored a total vote of 26,370. Olumuyiwa Sylvester Adu of PDP scored a total vote of 24201. That's Alade Mayokun Olarewaju of APC, having satisfied the requirements of the law, is hereby declared the winner and is returned elected.
Let's take you outside Nigeria, where the European Union has warned that Europe may be facing a major humanitarian crisis, and the number of people internally displaced by Russia's invasion could be higher than 7 million. President Vladimir Putin's announcement that he's also putting Russia's nuclear forces on high alert has also been condemned in the strongest of terms by the Western powers. We have details in this report.
What is happening now in Ukraine is a true people's war.
Ukraine Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba says the country will not surrender to Russia's invasion, as he accused President Vladimir Putin of seeking to increase pressure by ordering its nuclear forces on high alert. The foreign minister also said Russia dropped its preconditions for talks after suffering military setbacks, adding that Ukraine will attend the talks to listen to what Russia had to say. President Zelensky says Russia had agreed to talks at a venue on the Belarusian border, the first since Russia unleashed a full-scale invasion of its neighbor last week. As part of support for Ukraine, the European Union said the bloc will for the first time in its history finance the purchase and delivery of weapons and other equipment to a country that is under attack. The Commission President introduces 3 new sanctions, which include banning all Russian aircraft from its airspace, banning the state-owned Russia Today and Sputnik, widening its existing sanctions to target Belarus.
So let me be very clear. Our airspace will be closed to every Russian plane, and that includes the private jets of oligarchs too. Second, in another unprecedented step, we will ban in the European Union the Kremlin's media machine. The state-owned Russia Today and Sputnik, as well as their subsidiaries, will no longer be able to spread their lies to justify Putin's war and to sow division in our union.
Well, that's a wrap on the news update. I'll be back on the other side of 8 with more stories. I am Kelly Egiga. We urge you to keep it here on TVC for the rest of Wake Up Nigeria. Good morning.
Welcome back. Now let's take a quick look at what's happening on the covers of the dailies this morning. We're starting with the Punch newspaper at this point. Today's Monday, February 28th, 2022. Russia-Ukraine war. Fuel scarcity may persist as oil vessels face delay at sea. Tanker freight rate, insurance premium climb in 3 days. More vessels avoid black Mediterranean seas over attacks. Beside the masthead there, it says federal government raked in 1.69 trillion naira company tax in 2021, according to an MBS report. Reps set to publish audit queries as MDAs shun invitations. Right at the top of the page, their marketers compile losses on bad fuel to demand compensation. Page 33 has more on that. National Assembly snubs Southern governors, excludes state police from 68 amendments. APC governors meet Tuesday, party names convention panel. It also says here, of course, federal government directs fleeing Nigerians to head for Romania and Hungary. Of course, you can see from the photo story there pictures from St. Petersburg in Russia, which happens to be Putin's hometown, as Russians themselves protest this war. We have another story here. It says, hoodlums invade Benue couple's burial, kill community leader and 8 mourners. And I'll wrap with this one. It says NDLEA seizes cannabis packaged as black soap at MMA. That's what we have on the cover of the Punch. We also have the Nation newspaper with us this morning. It says 2023 INEC polls timeline create anxiety for APC and PDP. It also says right there, just at the top of the page, PDP ticket, Wike attacks ex-VP Atiku. Outcome will be shocking. It says page 5 has more on that. Right beneath the masthead there, new law prescribes 10 years jail for electoral offenders. Private security guards banned. Banks in last-minute scramble to submit audited report. Page 4 has more on that. And let's see what else we have here. Romania, Poland, okay. Free passage to Nigerians in Ukraine. Putin, Zelensky for talks. That's what we have on the cover of the Nation. Now we have time for the Daily Trust. It says here, anxiety as Atiku, Tinubu, other aspirants no fate as at June 3rd. It says, will comply with timetable, APC, PDP, others say. Initiative laudable, but page 5 has more on that. NAS, Buhari delays cause frenzy, according to NNPP scribe. Right there, we have some pictures of Nigerians stranded at the Poland-Ukraine border. And, yeah, treat Nigerians, other Africans with dignity, federal government tells Ukraine and Poland. That's what we have on the cover of the Daily Trust.
And you're welcome. Let's see what's up and about. Welcome, Mike. Nice little pendant there. It's called pendant or the flower. I like it. I'm taking it after.
I took it there.
I'm taking it
but
after.
But then due to the unavailability of Premium Motor Spirit.
Oh, you're still searching.
Unavailable Premium Motor Spirit.
Yeah.
There was no spirit in my motor.
I get you. Don't worry.
So I had to get some spirit in it. I know the one that's coming has been on premium for a while. So
are they still mixing
hopefully
it?
This premium one. Yeah. Hopefully what we have now is premium.
Yeah. Let's talk international now. Let's talk about Nigerians in Ukraine and all the information that's been going about. First off, it is a fact that there has been a plethora of information that's been coming into Nigeria on social media regarding the state of people in Ukraine, especially Nigerians in Ukraine. Some of them unconfirmed, and that's the problem, because there's so much information. People are even beginning to, propagate these information without confirming them. I saw one the other day that had nothing to do with Ukraine, but that was referring to Nigerians trapped in Ukraine. There's plenty of talk about people who are at the border but aren't, that are denied access into Poland and all. Now, the question is, where is the real, authentic place to go if you are in Ukraine and you are looking for information about Nigerians trying to escape Ukraine? Should you even be trying to escape Ukraine? Does the government, or has the government, given specific information regarding where to go or what to do. Thank you very much, Abike Dabiri. By the way, over the weekend, she put out a video telling people exactly which borders would be preferable if they want to get out of Ukraine and what they should do in case they are not directly in a line of fire. However, she is the chairman. I see your face, man. She is the chairman of the, I think, Nigerians living in the diaspora. She is not the Federal Ministry of Foreign Affairs and stuff like that.
That's talking about Godfrey Oyema, yeah.
Where exactly should the information be coming from?
I think she has, to a large extent, she has given information for where to go and how to go. And then what happens is that what you see and feel and say it unconfirmed is that a number of people are trying on their own to do things. So people tell you, okay, I have someone here, I have someone here, contact, call the person. But we've seen live videos. And it begs the question. It brings, the question comes to mind because we saw videos where Ukrainians were being made to, follow a particular line, prioritized. And I don't really have a problem with that on one side because, look, we are in a culture, we are in a place whereby we prioritize foreigners. Over there, they grow up prioritizing themselves.
Citizens,
They're citizens. So, beyond, I don't know, yes, it's a case of war, and I wouldn't want, you'd want everybody to move, but they should not fully be blamed for prioritizing their citizens. And so we have a problem with a number of people at the borders and all of that. Some stayed there for 2 days, 3 days, and all that. It goes to say how much, if they were U.S. citizens, would that happen to them?
Good question.
There's a lot that we have to do. I know someone said, I know over the weekend I was talking about what is Africa's stance on this war. But then Africa's stance, with all due respect, might not be as influential as we expect it to be. Why? Because we don't have a say in the power play in world politics.
INTT, we're talking this morning, we're talking about the aspect of whether to leave or whether to stay.
Yes. So whether to leave, whether to stay, that's the question. Now, we do know that there are a lot of medical students in the Ukraine, meaning that there are medical personnel who can actually help. Nobody's really talking about that in the effort when it comes to taking care of wounded.
If it comes to that.
Well, it has already started coming to that. Wounded soldiers.
But that's if they want to. If they don't want to, they should run out.
But the issue now is you went to a country and many Africans would have wanted to become a citizen of that country in the guise of running away from their own into greener pastures. But if you want to be a part of that particular place, then you have to also make sacrifices.
This is your opportunity to actually give
sacrifices that citizens have to make.
Well, you can't make the decision for them, actually.
True. But then again, if you do decide to stay, eventually, we're not saying it's going to get that bad, but eventually there would be breakdown of law and order. There would be things like looting. There would be things like resources, electricity, clean water, things that people who stay are definitely going to bear the brunt of that. So people are trying to get out because they don't want to be there when all that happens.
Abike also stated that you might not need to leave if you're not in direct line of fire, if you're not in the states or places where the Russians are attacking. That it might be best that you actually.
But that's easy saying it from here.
Yes, from here.
That's easy saying it from here. If you are there and you're hearing stuff, people around you are moving. It's a case of communal. If everybody, if everybody's moving and then you want to say no. Because I should stay. Because I'm not in the
want to be the local government chairman here.
Think about it, supermarkets
you understand?
And getting supplies, medical supplies, food supplies, all sorts of things, education, all that is going to, it'll definitely come to a halt at some point. Things are just really going to slow down.
I don't know if there's any country that has as much medical or students who go to study in Ukraine as much as Nigeria. I don't know, because we even have the governments send students, especially River State government, send students there. I know we had a different times about how they are not yet
scholarships and stuff.
Exact scholarships and all that. And how
let's bring it back home now. What does that mean for Nigeria if these students are to return here? Is that a positive for us? I know that economically it might be a positive.
Are you sure?
Economically, it is a positive for us because if you remember, I think Ukraine is the biggest exporter for grains and all. And also, I think rice is one of those, if I'm not mistaken. Nigeria is the second largest producer. If it comes to that, we might just shift into being the first. And that might just be an economic advantage for us. But regarding the students returning, I'm not sure if half-baked, or rather not half-baked, that's not the best term, but not. Well, undergraduate students would be an advantage to us.
I'm thinking about the fact that I've not really heard about people in the Ukraine saying they want to come back to Nigeria.
No, they're not saying, in fact,
they're saying they just want to get out of Ukraine.
That's another thing.
They want to get into other countries.
They are exclaiming that, no, please help us out into Poland.
Exactly.
But you start somewhere first now. You cannot go for Ukraine and enter Nigeria. You have to pass Poland.
I actually think that's
Belarus,
easier.
all of how? For Ukraine to Nigeria, when they don't scatter airport, I wonder. You will use Poland first.
This is the thoughts on our coffee desk here today. Tell us what you think. Use the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC. We'll be back with more. Welcome back for a Monday here, and it's time for motivation. We have Mr. Femi Otta in the building. He's a communications consultant and the CEO of Widescreen Pictures. You are welcome.
Thank you very much.
Once again.
Yeah,
the last time we were together, I really enjoyed what we had to talk about. Yeah. But today we're talking about the power of persistence. Yeah. And persistence is something that I think every Nigerian has. If you don't have it, then there's something wrong with your Nigerian-ness. But then again, yes, let's talk about that for a minute, Mr. Femi.
Okay, yeah, you actually got that right, that everybody in Nigeria, especially the way things are, needs this persistence. But there's a little difference, though, between patience and persistence. So it's possible for you to sit through difficult times. So let it just pass. But persistence is walking through difficult times.
Sitting through versus walking through.
Yes. Okay. So most people think, okay, if I just, this will pass and it will go. But what are you doing while you are facing those difficult situations? That is very key, because how you differentiate high flyers from, other people is their ability to walk through, difficult times, setbacks. And, persistence is something we can call a skill. Yeah, so, and like any other skill, you can develop it and be better at it each time, and there are things to know about that too.
So when you say persistence, are you saying that the ability to continue at something tirelessly? Yeah. But however, if this involves factors such as other people, for instance, if you have to have somebody do something and you're persistent at that, where is the difference between that and nagging?
Okay, that is why it's good to just learn some things about persistence and how to walk through it. And the first thing you need to understand about persistence is you need to, first of all, discover your why. Yeah, discover your why, determine your motivation. So why am I doing this? I'm also a filmmaker, and in story development and storytelling, we say that writers should have their end in mind. So I want to write a story, I know how it's going to end, then I go back to the beginning and walk through
walk my way to
because
that.
What happens is if you don't have how it's going to end, then there's what is called writer's frustration. So you're just pushing through, and that's when the nagging comes in, because you don't even have an idea of
where you're going, how you want to get there.
Yeah, how you're going to get there. So that is very, very important to define your motivation and also understand your why. Another thing we need to do is to redefine negativities, setbacks, and rejection. Yes. So
but they're necessary in a way, negativity, especially rejection. Rejection makes you go back, sit back, and re-strategize and come back stronger.
So you need to redefine it. Look at another definition for it. I heard about the story of a marketing director that motivated salespeople in insurance. In Nigeria, it's very difficult to
sell insurance.
Because God is out. Yeah, but the way he did it is he told them that he gave them a calculation, a kind of a quantity to it, that 10 no's is equal to 1 yes. So when you get 10 no, then you get 1 yes. So, so those sales guys went out. So do you want to hear no one?
Yeah, one. They were looking for the no's at this time.
So the more you tell me the no, the closer I am
get to my yes.
What did they do? They redefined rejection.
Nice. So now I get the picture.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you need to see that, okay, it's a step closer to where you are going. Yeah, as a person. Then another thing we need to do is to determine our mastermind group. Yeah, there are, like I said earlier, in the previous editions, that we think that we can go through this alone. Sometimes when somebody is holding your hands and guiding you, it helps you to go through things.
True.
Yeah. For instance, you see a lot of people in talent shows, they say they have been persistent in this, In fact, they even tell the judges, I've been here about 6 or 5 times and all sorts, and sing. And you hear the voice, I said, no. So it shows that these people, maybe they don't have honest relationships. For somebody that will just tell you, no, singing is not
that's rubbish.
No,
exactly.
Maybe you should try other things. And this group that you have must be good at two things. Number one, they must be good at giving you honest feedback. Yeah, so, you know, it's not people that will just cheer you on, oh, you are doing it, whereas they know that. And the second thing is that those people must actually also be able to tell you, must have a positive mental attitude. Positive mental attitude. That is very, very important. Now, so when we talk about the way the mind see things, you know, they said a strong mind, no, sorry, a weak mind sees problems. So I see, oh, this is a problem, I can't go through it. A normal mind sees challenges. I used to think that a great mind sees challenges. No, we say don't call your problem, call them challenges and also. But then a great mind sees opportunities. So when you are ready to move from, you know, seeing problems as opportunities, then you'll be able to persist and push through what you have to do.
I'm going to take it back just a bit here. Let's talk about criticism, because here you definitely need criticism to get better. You know, iron sharpeneth iron, they say. However, the thing with Nigerians and criticism is our ego, our pride. Sometimes we're like, I've been doing this for so long. I've been at this talent show for 6 times. You cannot be telling me now what I'm doing wrong. You know, how do you suggest that we take criticism?
Okay, yeah, it starts with being open-minded, well, and have a good self-image of yourself. Know who you are and know what you want. Because most of the time, when people are not enough, when people are not ready to, you know, when they don't know who they want to be or what they want to do, they are afraid of people's, you know, suggestions or negative comments. So the first position they take is rejection.
Rejection,
Okay, so when you try to tell me something, no, don't tell me. But when you know where you're going, it's just like you know, navigating through the streets. If you know where you're going and you know, and you meet someone and tells you this is what you need to do, you will be more likely, you'll be open to the person.
Definitely, that means that you have to be open to communication, open to criticism, and also be confident about your personal self-image. Well, that's fantastic, Mr. Otta. Good once again to have you here. Always the final day for February, and there's no better way to end it than with you here on our couch talking
this
about.
Saying I love so much.
Okay, real quick.
He says, wise man says that, have you built castles in the air? He said, you have done a good job. That's where they are supposed to be. But now, go and build foundations under them.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful way to actually end this, I say. Thank you once again, Mr. Otta. Grand to have you here, and thank you for sticking with us.
Welcome back. It's time for the second hour of the show, where we satisfy those who can't get enough of that good time we share in the morning. For some of us, it's, you know, the meal that we prepare on the show.
Yeah,
looking
forward to that.
It's the fitness. For some, it's what we're wearing.
For some, it's just Mazzino. I understand, it's okay. Satisfy thyself. Perhaps it helps them make the right choice in men. Maybe the right choice for breakfast, okay? But hey, it's always a fun time when you guys are out there watching. Thank you very much.
Now, I've been hanging out with the chef, and it's going to be a sweet treat. But I'll let you stay tuned for that one. After the news, we'll be showing you exactly what our chef is up to. But Wake Up Nigeria continues. Wake Up Nigeria Cookout is also brewing. We have a really great event planned for this Saturday, March the 5th, 2022.
Yes, indeed. You guys be a part of it. If you can't come in, you have to join in. All right? We'll tell you how. So just keep on the show here and we'll let you know. My name is Mazzino Appeal.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinson. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC across all social media platforms to be a part of the show. And, of course, please follow us across all our social media handles.
Yes, please do. It's
Facebook.
at TVC Connect. Yes, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, everything. All right? Please do. Now, let's let you guys know what we have prepared for you for the next 45 minutes.
Now, we've had quite a bit already happen on the show, but there's still something more. We have our motivation segment was really nice, actually.
It's going to be time for SME as we get to talk with Creative Director, Lead Event Management Personnel at Elvina Signature Events, Ruth O'Highway. She'll be joining us on the couch to talk about her business and how she transitioned from hospitality into events management. Well, we can't wait for that.
Yeah. So when you open up a dictionary and you think of the word genius, who do you see there?
Mazzino.
Really?
I know where you're going, actually. I think
Yeah.
you're making a reference to the new Kanye documentary.
He's not a
aren't you?
genius.
Is that a genius?
However, he didn't spell it as genius. He spelled it as genius, like J-E-N, then U-Y-U-H.
Which is genius. Which is genius.
Have you seen it, Mike? Have you seen it?
So I've seen some part of it, and then I've seen a lot of commentaries about it. His resilience, his never say die spirit, his ingenuity, and all of that. We've seen quite a lot of that.
Well.
Creativity also. Great guy. Genius, I think that's stretching too far.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, the one has been websized a lot.
I stalled for a bit before seeing it because I'm one of those people who are tired of seeing content about Kanye West because I think it's just ad nauseum. However, I decided, for lack of anything else to see this weekend, I decided to see it. And for the first 10 minutes, I was entrapped. And I saw all 2 episodes. I think a third one's coming out back to back. Now, it takes a certain level of genius to understand that this is where I'm going, just like Mr. Femiota said, and this is how I'm going to get there, and I need to document this. He documented every single thing, from even when he was just at the back producer, geeky-looking guy.
I thought you wanted to say genius for the team. It's a genius for documenting.
Yes, no.
Everybody on TikTok now is documenting.
This
is very different from TikTok because everything.
So
he had a guy follow him around with a laborious, huge camera every single place.
Every single place. Well, I think just like when people talk about legend, the word has been bastardized a lot.
I don't think so.
I get what you're saying.
Albert Einstein was said to be eccentric, but he's a genius, legend. Da Vinci was also said to be eccentric, even crazy at times. But the thing is, we live by so many of the laws that he put out there back then. But the truth is,
I think everybody
Kanye,
should see it. Plus, it's very nostalgic for everybody who actually loves, especially the very first album, College Dropout. You get to see exactly how it was made.
It's on TVC, and we absolutely appreciate it. I am Kelly Egiga. Let's quickly tell you that Ondo State, the Independent National Electoral Commission, has declared Mayokoloso Alade of the All Progressive Congress as the winner of the Akure North and South Federal Constituency by elections. Mr. Alade polled 26,379 votes to beat his closest rival, Mr. Olumuyiwa Adu of the People's Democratic Party, who polled 24,201 votes. The returning officer for the election, Professor Deji Ogunseni of the Federal University of Technology, Akure Futa, announced the result of the elections. Outside Nigeria, the EU has warned that Europe may be facing a major humanitarian crisis, and the number of people internally displaced by Russia's invasion could be higher than 7 million. President Vladimir Putin's announcement that he is putting Russia's nuclear forces on high alert has also been condemned in the strongest terms by Western powers. We have details in this report.
What is happening now in Ukraine is a true people's war.
Ukraine Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba says the country will not surrender to Russia's invasion as he accused President Vladimir Putin of seeking to increase pressure by ordering its nuclear forces on high alert. The foreign minister also said Russia dropped its preconditions for talks after suffering military setbacks, adding that Ukraine will attend the talks to listen to what Russia had to say. President Zelensky says Russia had agreed to talks at a venue on the Belarusian border, the first since Russia unleashed a full-scale invasion of its neighbor last week. As part of support for Ukraine, the European Union said the bloc will for the first time in its history finance the purchase and delivery of weapons and other equipment to a country that is under attack. The Commission President introduces 3 new sanctions which include banning all Russian aircraft from its airspace, banning the state-owned Russia Today and Sputnik, widening its existing sanctions to target Belarus.
So let me be very clear. Our airspace will be closed to every Russian plane, and that includes the private jets of oligarchs too. Second, in another unprecedented step, we will ban in the European Union the Kremlin's media machine. The state-owned Russia Today and Sputnik, as well as their subsidiaries, will no longer be able to spread their lies to justify Putin's war and to sow division in our union.
Well, that's a wrap on the news update. I am Kelly Hey, Giga, we urge you to keep it here on the breakfast show. Something is absolutely cooking in the kitchen. And guess what's there? Titi. She said, good morning.
Yeah, someone really wants a slice of this cake after the show, doesn't he? Thank you, Kelly. Now, we are in the kitchen with Chef Deep Dive. Now, when you see these pink, this pink uniform, you know that something sweet's about to happen in here. And we've been folding away at this very tasty mixture. So in here, we have 1 cup of flour. We have about a half cup of sugar. We have vanilla essence.
Half cup of milk, full cream milk.
Full cream milk, half a cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you separated the eggs.
Yes. I separated the egg white from the yolk.
Okay.
Yes, because I need the volume of the egg whites to bake the cake.
Okay, so now volume, you mean that puffy texture?
Puffy texture. And you don't need to mix this for too long.
Okay.
So it retains that volume.
Okay, so there's a special way you're mixing. You're mixing it from the edges.
I'm folding it in.
You're folding it.
Yes.
Okay, so
not
why
adding too much pressure?
Why aren't you just
like I said earlier, I need that puffiness in the
volume
in the cake.
All right. Yeah. So this is called milk cake.
Yes. And surprisingly, this recipe, the ingredients of this recipe are something you can get easily in your staple pantry or refrigerator.
Okay.
So that's just
3 different types of milk in here. There's powdered evaporated milk. There's condensed milk.
And full cream.
And full cream milk, all in there. So now we pour everything into the baking dish. Now this is a porcelain baking dish.
Casserole here.
Casserole pan. Aren't you worried about it sticking to the edges?
No, I've greased it.
Okay, what did you use to grease it?
Butter and flour.
Butter and flour. Okay, fantastic. All right, so how long are we looking at having this bake for?
For 45 minutes.
45 minutes?
Yes, 45 minutes.
Full heat or somewhere
medium heat, yes.
Medium heat.
Until you get a golden brown.
All right.
At the surface.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So that's the plan, people. Get your dry ingredients, mix them together, then get all the wet ingredients, mix those together, fold in your egg whites,
so your
and then
wet ingredients.
That's all you need to do.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So in about 45 minutes, this should be done,
ready.
people.
Yes.
Chef Dida, thank you so much for teaching us this.
Thank you
We'll
very
be
much.
taking a quick break, and we will be back with more.
Welcome back, and finally on our SME segment here, Creative Director and also Lead Event Management Personnel at Elvina R Signature Events is Ruth Ahiwe.
Hi.
You are welcome.
Good morning.
Good to have you here, because we've been talking about you, events and everything, something we can't live without, especially since after the pandemic.
Absolutely.
We're still in the pandemic, but we want to talk about what it's been like for you and how you came up to where you are presently. So let's talk about events. By the way, I do know that you came in from hospitality.
Yes.
My question was, same thing, innit? But tell us, though.
Okay, hi. So, Elvina R actually started officially in 2018. And before then, I'd already been in the hospitality industry. I was a marketing manager, but I always found myself helping out with banqueting, planning, events in the hotel, or even in church, or helping out friends. So in 2016, and that's the backstory of Elvina R, I helped with my sister's wedding. And there at the wedding, my uncle said, "Oh, you're very diligent with this. You're very skillful.
You might as well do it for a living.
You know, you might as well just." I'm like, "No, I have a full-time job. What am I looking for? I'll just keep helping out." So in 2017, it was my annual leave, and I'm like, "Oh, what do I do now? I'm not traveling. I'm not going anywhere." So I came across an event training school, and it was for 3 weeks. So I said, "Perfect," and I went. I trained. And I graduated top of my class.
Oh, nice.
And they said, "Okay, you have to work with the
You and
owner
my parents,
of the..."
by the way.
So I had to work in. I had to work with the boss of the institute where I trained. So I did that for 3 months, and I launched Elvina R 2018 February. So this month is our 4 years anniversary.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
In this industry, when we talk about events, how much room is there for others to join in? Are there different units, or is it just all-encompassing?
The sky is big enough. is an emerging industry. There is room for anyone that wants to join, but I will tell them, train for it so they take you seriously, train for it, get certifications, be humble enough to work with those that have been in the industry, learn the ropes. Because when I interned, it was easier for me. Classroom was a different thing. The back end, I learned the documentation, you know, coordinating a wedding. We didn't have opportunity to do that in class. So interning, I was able to learn that. So I believe that whoever wants to go into the industry, they should just train for it, learn from those who have been there, get mentors, and just keep it moving. And of course, in the event industry, there are different areas. You could go into strictly event planning. You could do event decoration. You could just be a consultant, event design. People come to you and say, oh, I want to do, and you know, sketch out, give them a booklet. They take it to an event plan. You even have event planners that plan their own wedding, and they just hand over to a coordinator. It could be that you open, you know, your brand, and you strictly want to just coordinate. So they call you for on-the-day coordination, or on-the-day coordination, of course, they hand over a month before the wedding, so they can call you for on-the-day coordination. So there are people that just do strictly coordination, people that do strictly planning.
So you leverage on your strengths.
Absolutely. Okay. That's the thing. If you know where your strengths are, just stick to it and give your absolute best. What are your strengths
exactly?
So for me, I love intimate events. I love it. I love smaller events. For me, it's those that really matter, that should celebrate with you, and you don't want to stress the wedding day. You're greeting everybody, even people you don't know. When it's smaller, it's more intimate. People love it. And for me, one of my strengths is coordination. I put my eyes down. I make sure that all details, attention is paid to all details. So for me, it's coordination. And that's why I said for the brand, it would be good for us to focus on intimate events. That way, it's a smaller crowd. Everybody feels like a guest, enjoys their time,
and what you're saying now, first you have a passion for it, train for it, and then find your niche.
Absolutely.
Those are the three things that I'd suggest from what you said that people need to do. However, there must be challenges. I want people to know these challenges just so when they come across them, they don't give up, but know that you can actually overcome them. What are the challenges that you have experienced?
Okay, for me, starting up at that time, I remember in school, we was told, oh, when you finish, get your hands on events, you have family and friends, tell them you do this now, they help you. The problem was, after the event training school, they don't teach you the business about events, because it's actually a business.
Business at the end of the day.
It is a business. You have passion for it, you have skills for it, whatever. It's still a business. You still need to have structure. You still need to set it up. So it was challenging for me at the beginning, trying to merge everything, trying to create a presence out there, even when you haven't started earning. You are trying to let people know, I do this. Not everybody will trust you enough to give you that business.
How big is your endeavor? How many people do you employ?
So far, I have permanent workers, 4 of them. I have them, and when we have jobs, it depends on the size. We outsource, we bring in. We have coordinating companies we work for, so when we need more coordinators or ushers, we bring them in.
Oh, so, that's very interesting. So there are people out there who, and I'm sure you've answered this in the course of our conversation, there are people out there who, this is something that they've thought about, much like you. Perhaps maybe they've helped plan 1 or 2 events and they were quite good at it, but have never really thought about using it as a means of earning or making a living. How would you suggest that they start? I know you said this before, but go ahead and say it again.
I will say, research. Read about what you want to go into, learn about the industry, get trained for it, because through going to school, training for it, you would know, oh,
do you offer any training?
For now, we are not offering that. We are not. Hopefully, we can.
What about any hand-holding?
Yes, we have interns. We have 2 interns. Yes, we have 2 interns every year. So every 6 months, you know, some of them want to stay. Like we've had 2 that decided to stay after 6 months of internship, and some just continue and just do their thing, or they get a job of where they want to go to, because you have that time between NYSC and trying to look for a job. So you can just learn a skill. So my goal is in a few years, have an institute where we really teach people event planning, how to plan, how to coordinate, how to manage, execution, and also the business of event planning.
Wow, that's very interesting. I mean, you make me want to be a part of this industry.
Absolutely.
I think
it's an industry where you celebrate love and life.
Yeah, and
so
I like to celebrate love and life.
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. You just, you know your strength. At the end of the day, you could be in the event industry as an MC, as an anchor. So.
No, you see, the thing with being an anchor or an MC is, especially for weddings, I gave that up, I think 3 years ago, because you see the mother of the bride and the mother of the groom, those two, they're always like these.
Look
I don't like getting in that situation anymore.
Intimate, huh? Intimate events, anchoring intimate, because this is why I say that. When it's a bigger crowd, the stress is more. The stress is more.
I prefer a crowd with the ties around their neck, so I'm a corporate guy now. I'd rather just do the corporate things because everything's listed on an agenda, and then we go in, we go out.
There is that
Boom,
industry. There are event planners that do only corporate events. So you could have a conversation with them, and why not? Yes.
You and I are going to have a very, very long talk.
We will.
But it is fantastic having you over.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
I've got one last question for you regarding the whole event thing. How much is there to be made? The final, most important question.
My God. It's a lot of money.
A lot of money, huh?
It is. It is. If you know what you're doing, if you have clients that we have a lot of clients that return back to us. So we have that, or we know that this date, we have a job on this day. So you have returning clients, you hope for new clients. So yes, there's money to be made. It's a billion-dollar industry.
Because you are engineering memories, and people really want these memories to stick.
They always want to celebrate. It's an industry that will be till the end of time. Because people will still celebrate their weddings, birthdays, anniversaries.
Even when there's no money.
They have to. They have to. They have to. So yes. Yes.
It's great having you here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very Look, I've gonna lost my voice. Tell you what, this is the moment when I have to send you over to the kitchen because we've got something very interesting for you, and I think Titi's been waiting to have you over. Maybe you get to taste our cake this morning. Is it cake?
Yeah.
Titi, what is it? It's a cake here.
It's called milk cake.
Maybe you'll have some inside of your events.
Hi,
welcome.
Thank you.
Please take a seat.
Hi, Chef.
Chef Dida has been hard at work trying to, give us a sweet treat this Monday morning, and I think she has succeeded. All right, so quickly give us a slice. We wanted people to see how beautiful it looks as a whole cake before
when she was
slicing
it.
You saw it, right?
Yes.
All right, so we're going to lift that out now. Ooh. Yeah, look at that.
Oh, my God.
Ooh. Are you going to get it? Okay.
Almost. Yes.
Please pass over the fork.
So moist.
Ooh.
So moist.
Yes, it is. So this is 3 different types of milk, some flour and sugar and vanilla essence, essentially. Yeah?
Yes.
So I hope you're not lactose intolerant.
No. I love cake.
Because this is milk all the way.
Yes.
All right, go ahead and have a taste.
I do the honors?
Yes, go
Why
ahead.
not?
Go ahead.
Oh, looks
looks so fluffy, yeah? What do you think?
I knew we were going to be first when I saw you earlier.
All right.
Lovely, amazing.
Okay, honestly, yeah. Cakes like this, they're like forbidden fruit. It's so good. It smells amazing. It's an amazing way to start a Monday in the kitchen right here on Wake Up Nigeria. In fact, an amazing way to start the entire show. The guys on the couch are wondering, what are these ladies doing? They should wrap up this show. They should wrap up quickly. Hi, guys.
Yeah, indeed. Please wrap up. I need a piece.
Yeah, Mazino just gave me information now that a ball just landed at K2 Junction.
Wow. Wow.
Since
that ball from sports, yeah?
The ball that he kicked, you just found it out that Yinka, Olaya, Igwe, and both held the ball. So I'm showing the ball tomorrow. It's in K2 here. We're finally seeing the ball.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
It's been an amazing show so far. We're going to be back again tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., everyone. Have a great day. Bye.